So a pretty popular series is going on an indefinite hiatus. In case you don't know what indefinite hiatus means, basically it means it's going on an extended break until further notice. And that series is World Trigger. Apparently it's going on break for however long it may take because of the poor health of the author. And this is a problem, not just with this series or whatever, because personally, I'm not a World Trigger fan. I mean, I feel sympathetic towards the situation because anybody, that's his career, in a sense, going up in flames because his hand or whatever. But I believe it was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, he actually injured his wrist or something like that. So it's probably stemming from that, I'd imagine, and not just like, other type of illnesses or whatever. I'm guessing it's something to do with his hand. But either way, this is a problem in Jump in general, and what I'm referring to is the poor health of these authors. If you look historically, all of these authors, first of all, they act as if like this shit is slavery, this shit is hell, this shit is a nightmare. The second they can get away from it, they will, because if you just hear all the horror stories from Yoshihiro Togashi, Tite Kubo, even fucking Akira Toriyama, like, of course, you got no life when you mangaka. You have no life. Manga, writing and drawing manga is the extent of your life. There's nothing more to it when you are especially published in Shonen Jump. That is your life, like making manga, whatever. But on top of that, the poor health issues is a really big deal. And unfortunately, my voice, because I'm only, you're an American, what the fuck, you got nothing to say, whatever. But like, I really wish we could have more impact on the say-so of the Japanese, because it's really ridiculous. I mean, the things that these people are going through, if you go through, the history, Yoshihiro Togashi, just going back in time or whatever, from when it first started or whatever, he described as if he was manically depressed because he was thinking like, am I gonna die doing this? Like, and another thing is like, you easily would think, just quit. Why are you doing this? Just quit, okay? You feel horrified of it, whatever, just quit. It's a bit different in Japan when you set stuff up like this and, you're in the workforce or whatever. Doing something like that, in a sense, is shameful. And, your family will look down on you and your peers will look down on you, and it's just a shameful thing. Some people in Japan, they commit suicide over this, like being 100% honest with you. So it's a bit different than, hey, just fucking quit the job. What the hell are you doing? So it's not that easy. But honestly, again, Yoshihiro Togashi, he was depressed. He was talking about like he doesn't want to die on the job. Like he can't keep on doing this. So Yoshihiro Togashi, back problems, probably developed some sort of mental anxiety or something like that because of all this. And overall, he just couldn't do the job anymore because poor health. We just discovered, a few days ago, a week ago, Tite Kubo, he didn't even put it out there unless he was rushed to the hospital. From 2011 up until he finished the manga, he was secretly very, very ill, to the point of saying, how am I going to keep on writing Bleach? How am I going to go on? I can't keep doing this. Every time I think I'm better, I get back to being 100% sick, because again, I don't know if it's the conditions, it's the work hours. I think it's a combination of many different things. For starters, they are sitting in a room doing nothing but drawing and writing. That's mentally damaging, that's physically damaging. You need to get outside, get some fresh air, go for a walk from time to time. There's a lot of things you need to do to be a functioning person, and just staying locked in a room drawing is not going to help that. So that's one of the major things. Also, the amount of hours. It'd be different if okay, draw for 8 hours, draw for even 12 hours, and then you got the rest of the day. These people, they draw for up to 22 hours sometimes. Like, I think Eiichiro Oda, he draws 21 hours a day. He gets 3 hours of sleep. That is fucking ridiculous, and that's why things are happening like this to the author of World Trigger. When you're continuously drawing non-stop for fucking 20 hours a day, probably around there as well, because I wouldn't be surprised. Like, again, all these authors in Jump have to do this shit. You're gonna fucking hurt yourself. You're gonna have some problems, and I guess, he broke his wrist or something like that. We'll read the article in a second to get a little more info on it or whatever. But it is just fucking sad and shitty, and this just continues to seem to be a pattern with especially authors in Jump, because I don't really hear about this too much in Weekly Magazine or Weekly Shonen Sunday. I never really hear these issues, although I take that back. I actually did hear the author of Zatch Bell, I think, hurt himself a bit. So there's occasional things, but for the most part, I always hear about it in Shonen Jump. You hear these authors like Kishimoto, he was like, I'm free, I can finally fucking have some rest and relax. Like, it's bad. Like, even when all the authors are leaving and you read the author comments and shit like that, you see that a lot of these authors are like, please just go get so much rest and enjoy yourself. Like, you know, you're finally free, bro. And that's a bad thing. They're talking as if they're fucking in paid slavery. That's not good. Let's quickly read the article. This year's 51st issue of Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine is revealing on Monday that Daisuke Ashihara's World Trigger manga is going on an indefinite hiatus due to Ashihara's poor physical health. The manga won't appear in the 51st issue, nor will it appear in the 52nd issue, slated for November 28th. The editorial staff said that the manga will be on hiatus for quote-unquote a while, and currently the manga's return date is undecided. The staff added that it will announce the date for the manga's return in a future issue. The 50th issue had announced on Monday that the manga didn't appear in the issue because of Ashihara's sudden illness. The magazine's editorial staff had said at the time that the series would continue in the 51st issue. What I'm imagining happened is ultimately he thought he was going to get back to it. Maybe they thought, oh, it's probably just a problem with his wrist, he'll be able to draw again, and it was a lot more serious than that, assuming that it's to do with the wrist, because again, it could be something else. Ashihara took a 1-week break in September 2014 to treat the nerve roots affected by cervical spondylosis, I think I'm pronouncing that right, a wear and tear on neck area of spinal column, and has since taken several 1-week breaks due to sudden illness. So yeah, this dude's been going through it. And seeing as how World Trigger started in 2013, so he's been going, you know, roughly about 3 years maybe or so. So that's quite a while to, you know, fuck up your wrist or fuck up your health or fuck up your spine, whatever the case may be. So yeah, definitely it's wear and tear. And if this was a different scenario, because let's be honest here, I think other parts of the world are a little bit more lawsuit happy, I definitely think that all these authors would have been suing the living fuck out of Shonen Jump for these poor work conditions. You cannot expect a human being to produce what takes more time than they can actually provide. You can't expect somebody to do something that takes 20 hours a day and continue to go on. If they're working 20 hours a day every day or somewhere around that crazy schedule, it's ridiculous. That's incomprehensible. Like, I don't know what needs to change, whether they do a bi-weekly Shonen Jump or they have to do something, because they're going to continue to injure these. You know, fair enough if somebody can handle it, because I'm sure there's a lot of authors that they can or whatever for a while at the very least, but eventually it's going to wear you down. I mean, I'm sure Oda, the main reason why they give this man that break every other month or every month or something like that, you know, he gets a break here and there or whatever, is because his health is dwindling. And of course, Oda, as a proud manga author, he's not going to publicize, yo, this shit is killing me. I mean, he did say in a way, which kind of feels like some sort of fucking weird SOS, die for One Piece. You want to ride and work on One Piece with me, you need to be willing to die for it, because he probably is dying. He probably, I mean, working 21 hours a day, non-stop drawing, the motherfucker's probably dying. Not to mention the fact that, from what I heard, when he does get a break, he doesn't take it to go lie down, he doesn't take it to go have a fucking meal with his family, which God knows if they ever even get to see this man. He takes his break and draws more, plans the next arc of One Piece, plans the next chapter, which it's insane. So what I'm basically trying to say with this video is something needs to change. I mean, the World Trigger author, that manga, to be honest with you, is probably donezo. It's probably dead in the water. If he takes months or even years to come back or whatever, it's done, because World Trigger, to be honest, isn't even that popular in general. I mean, it had 70-something anime episodes and still didn't, you know, really pop or whatever. World Trigger isn't that popular. If it takes, you know, months or whatever to come back, more than likely what's going to happen, they'll let him come back, they'll let him finish it up in like maybe a month or two, and that's it. So for all the World Trigger fans, unfortunately, it looks like the series is probably going to come to a halt as soon as it comes back, because again, if it takes more than, you know, that amount of time, World Trigger doesn't have the audience like a Hunter x Hunter to be able to say, yeah, I come back, my audience will still support me. World Trigger isn't that popular, which it sucks, because I'm sure it's a decent manga. I personally only seen like the first few chapters of whatever, but like, it sucks that it's probably done again, because Shonen Jump, they gotta stop this. This is something that is really, really important, because we love these works. You know, you might be thinking, why should I care? You know, that's their decisions to do it. Well, you love these works, these people are creating these works, you should care about these people because they're bringing the entertainment to you. Now, I'm just saying, that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think about this though. What do you think should change in order to give these people more time? At the same time, do you think it's even possible for these people to lead normal lives and turn in Weekly Shonen Jump weekly? Do you think it's a possible thing, or they just need to figure something else out? Maybe less pages per chapter. Maybe everybody should be mandatory to work with somebody else. What do you think needs to be the solution to this? And your overall thoughts on this? Any World Trigger fans that are bummed by this? I know there's quite a few of them that I see here or there. And again, I feel sorry because I'm sure it sucks that your manga is being probably cut short due to this. And your overall thoughts of the situation. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.